Alrighty, guys, we got Bitcoin sitting at $69,000. At least we ended up getting a slight bounce going into the candle close. And today we're going to speak about the breakout, right? We're going to speak about Bitcoin sitting on the wedge, giving us early insights that we can be seeing strong upside from the market this week. Plus, again, we have the weekly stochastic RSI departing from the bottom. Now, we say that once you get above 20% of this actual RSI is when the market actually starts to move. And once it gets to around 60, 70 is when it starts to speed up really quickly. Okay, so again, I'm still considering that whoever's watching this show right now on a Monday morning, happy Monday, by the way, I still believe that you are early compared to where the rest are going to enter the market. I still think there is a few more investment entries. And today I got a treat for you. Today I'm going to be giving you guys 3 short-term trades. I'm going to be giving you guys some spot trades, and I'm going to be giving you guys investment tokens as well within the show. And we're going to be preparing for this little breakout over here that we're seeing on Bitcoin, where we actually have all-time highs sitting over here. One more major resistance to get through, and then we go into uncharted territory where you're going to be left with your community, with your tools, because no one's going to know where Bitcoin's going to go. And all you're going to have is experience around you and people that have been through these markets before, plus a very simple basic system to help get you through that moment. And you can see over here, we have a bull flag that we are at the verge of breaking. We have the Bitcoin dominance sitting under that trend, looking for that retest and that strong collapse point to the downside. Plus, if I show you this over here as well, I spoke about gaming the other day. I spoke about gaming on Friday. Look how gaming is starting to wake up. I still think gaming is one of the early narratives. So guys, it is Monday morning. Happy Monday to you all. Let's have a fantastic show. Was I not showing screen the whole time? Was I really not? Okay, it is Monday, guys. I did have 1 or 2 drinks on Saturday, but I should be better, right? It's Monday. No more wasting time, guys. Let's go! It's Monday. It's Sunday. What's up, guys? If you're brand new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Again, I'm in the dungeon. I've been stuck in the dungeon here. I'm currently trading for comic books and pinball machines and a badass whiskey collection in the back. I'm here in Porto, Portugal. Beautiful country. Beautiful, beautiful place. I'm loving it. I'm actually looking to invest here. Incredibly, incredibly nice place. So lots of love to Portugal. And again, to Storm and Bianca for letting me use this place. Thank you so much. Guys, how are we doing? Before we jump in, how are we doing? Pop, what's up? I have, the dungeons are amazing. Yes. It's freezing for you guys. Not in Portugal. Summer. Let's go. It's Monday time. Time to buy weirdo. Is this the memes now? Okay, guys, so I heard there was a lot of money given away yesterday on the memes. Congrats to those who got it. I actually have a poll for you guys, so you know my thoughts around memes, right? I feel memes are a big part of our future. I think memes is what's going to bring retail in the market. I don't think memes are quality yet. I think there'll be 1 or 2 that are getting there. I think Gummy's got a brilliant model. I think 𝗕𝗓𝗧's possibly got a good model. Somebody's got utility that can survive bear markets. I think it's the feed. I think it's the NFTs of this cycle. You know, NFTs, when Snoop Dogg was buying it and Eminem was buying it and all these celebrities were buying the tops. Now, all of a sudden, you've got celebrities creating memes and all part of the game. I think it's what's going to bring people into crypto, okay? I don't think there's true value yet, and I think they do need to survive a bear market. So for me, it's very hard to go full meme. However, do you want to see, let's pop the, what are we, so far we're sitting on, do you want to see memes, guys? Do you want to see memes inside of my content? Let me know. Let me know what you're thinking. Do you want memes? Do you want me to start charting memes? Me personally, I think I own around 5 memes or something like that. My mom is the one that DJ and slightly into them. I'm not going to buy a lot of them. However, I don't mind charting them for you guys and helping you with structure because I believe they can make you money. I just really want you to understand that holding this stuff's going to, you don't want to be a bag holder for the next cycle. Anyone that held NFTs, you would see your account go from 100K to 2K. You know, it gets really bad when the markets go south and things go downside. So let me know what's happening over there. Let's see a few more. Hit the likes. Yes, hit the likes. I want to see the likes fly. Okay, guys, let's jump straight into it. So I just want to remind you guys first thing quickly, we got the BitGay competition starting tomorrow. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to click on the link below in the description and you want to join Sniper Army. I got 21 members. I need way more members than this. We are starting tomorrow, guys, and we're trading together. I took a trade with you guys on Friday. Here is the trade. I actually thought the competition started, but here we go. 99% up. So anyone that took my trade on Friday, you have doubled your money. Congratulations. And my goal here again is to trade small account with you guys. This is not to trade lots of money. It's not to anything. It's actually to teach you the skill of trading and to understand that you can start with a little bit and also make a lot too. So go below and open up and join the Sniper team. You're going to have me, Dylan. You're going to have Sniper Club. You're going to have the entire base over there that's going to be trading this to keep warm. Again, I do think this is a better, we've done 1 or 2 trading competitions in the bear market. I think this is a better market to be doing this. But here we go. Gala going super strong, giving an insight that gaming's looking strong. So go below, guys, and click on the button. I want to see these team members grow. Let's see if they have grown, by the way, since I've been talking. Not yet. Go below and click on the link. I want to see and make sure, Matt, that it's there below. Okay, guys, let's go through a few things, obviously. So the first thing we want to look quickly is at the weekly. So what you want to do on a Monday, you want to look at a few things. You want to jump on the weekly and you want to see basically where we're at, right? What's happening on the weekly? What are we doing on the higher time frames? By you charting higher time frames or looking at higher time frames, we'll give you an indication on shorter time frames what should be happening too in the overall pattern. So therefore, what that means is you can be bearish for 2-3 days, but still bullish for 3 months. Right? Understanding the different data that you're looking at. So what we saw now is we actually saw a little bit of a neutral candle last week. We saw a bit of a push up to around the 70K, 71,000. We saw a push down to around the 67K, but no major reversal candles just yet, which is very important. I always want to pay attention to any major reversals because the sad thing is we still below resistance. We still have a slight little bit of danger that there might still be pullbacks unless Bitcoin really starts breaking these highs. And that's one thing we got to pay attention to. And that's why zooming in here and actually tracking over here gives you an indication, are we going to the top phase, which is the all-time high zones, or are we coming down to the bottom phase? And whatever line we break here will give us the indication of which direction we're actually going. Right now, we held good supports. And what I want to show you guys here as well, what's important, is the train is leaving the station. Okay, now what I mean by trains meaning the station is you could see the previous times, okay, that these RSIs have hit the bottom. We've actually still stayed similar price range. Okay, so if you look over here, the time that we hit the bottom, we were actually in this phase over here. So here we go. There's the bottom phase. We were actually over here when the RSI started hitting the bottom. The moment that it left this 20% mark, you see here, if you open up this pan over here, you see this 20% bottom line over here. The moment we start leaving that action, we start exiting the oversold zone is when you actually start to see price action move on the chart. So you can see over here for a couple of days, we sat there. The moment we left there, boom, all of a sudden we went from 24K and we're sitting at 31K. Okay, then what happened? RSI made its way back down. You see, this is where we hit the oversold section. At the bottom there, oversold. But when we left it, which is this area over here, is when we started the rally up. Okay, and then the same thing that happened here. We dipped in the moment we crossed and we went above, the market woke up. So again, what's happening now is you are still in an oversold market. You are at the point when it's the weekly time frame. What's the weekly time frame? Showing us data for the next 3 months, right? What's the direction for the next 3 months? We are sitting at the oversold territory over here, and we're looking at exiting here. And again, as long as we keep breaking the levels, and I'll go through the levels now, this is going to start pushing up. And then what you're going to start to see is acceleration in the market. You're going to start to see the move start to move quicker. So you can see it sits for a while and then really starts to move. And again, where we have held is incredibly bullish for Bitcoin. Incredibly. You never want to judge your tokens on the highs. You want to judge them on the lows. And if you take the last 3 lows from Bitcoin, okay, on the lows over here, you had the 26,000 as the low. After that, you had 40,000 as the low. And now you have $55,000 as a low. Guys, that's very strong. That's showing you that, wow, the bulls are really in control at the moment. And, it's the same time. You could see each team's getting the same time. There's no, this team gets more time than the other team. If you see this over here, we get a period of, there is literally 8 weeks of the bears trying to get price down. There's 8 weeks of the bulls succeeding. There's 8 weeks of them trying to get it down. 8 weeks succeeding. So it's not like one team is getting more than the other. You've got both teams trying to bat here. But end of the day, the green team is way stronger. Okay, and moves a lot quicker, which is giving us the clear indication that Bitcoin is currently in this momentum over here, okay, to the upside, especially when it comes to the weekly. So now that we know that, I want to remind you again, you need to have your final strategies in play, guys. Final strategies. Right now, your main focus is not making money. It's getting your entries getting your tokens, clearing up your portfolio, getting ready for the rocket ship to go. When you're going to go on vacation, guys, do you worry about anything on vacation? No, you worry about packing your bags, right? Get your bags, make sure you got your shampoo, make sure you got your conditioner, make sure you got your toothbrush, make sure you got your damn stuff, right? Because the moment we exit there, you are losing investment entries quicker than what you think, guys. The moment that the ship starts to leave, you're going to start losing a few things. You're going to lose investment entries. Therefore, anything you are buying after investment entries are trades, which means you have to put stop losses. It means you have to have take profit strategies. The problem is if you don't have that, you are going to face the possibility of going into the red the next pullback. So anything that you're buying later into the phase, the next time the market has a retracement, you are in fear or you're in a danger zone of going into a loss on the positions. Whereas if you're buying on investment entries, and I want to show you guys again, if you go over here and you jump on the investment side of things, if you bought here on this RSI bottom here, which was an investment entry, and here an investment entry, did any of these previous pullbacks affect you? Did this little pullback from Bitcoin from 72 to 56 even touch you? No, you're in at 40 and you're in over here. So what does it do, guys? It allows you room to not do much. Okay, which is the hard part. People feel they need to always to be doing something to make money. Not in crypto. In crypto, it takes a little bit of time in your entry. And I want to remind you again, the harder you work on the entry, the better results you get on your trade, guys. A lot of people want to trade 10 trades. No. How about you put that 10 times effort into one trade? Okay, which means you're taking time to get your entry. You're loading up in good areas. You focus on the tokens that you want. And therefore, by doing that, you'll see how you're actually doing the quality over quantity sort of thing. And that's why you saw Gala. I worked my butt off the weekend, work off, boom, doubled my money, right? I didn't go Phantom, Doge, I found the one that I liked. I worked hard on that specific one, and I rocketed from there. And that's a very important thing to understand. So you are getting to the point, guys, where investment entries are going to start no longer becoming available. Okay, so there's a couple more. The fact that we are on the 20 here saying there's a little bit more time. Now, let's speak a little bit bearish quickly for a second as well, and I'll jump into the smaller time frame charts. Maybe there is, if we don't get through all-time highs in the next week or two, there is a little bit of a danger sign that maybe we come back in here for another push to the downside. Okay, and then push our way up. Again, that would probably be a range back to around the 60K. All of a sudden, your investment entries become possible again. So remember, you're basically sitting in a tough situation because you're at the verge now of investment entries being gone. But there's another side of you where it's like, oh, I want more, I want more, I want more, where this would be the better scenario as an investor. However, we're tired of red now. We want some bull again, right? We want that thing. But however, this might be a possibility. So keep a bit of cash. In case that, we can always add a little bit later on. So just keep that in mind over there as things stand. And if you see a lot of important ones as well, is the USDT dominance is exiting the oversold area over here. Okay, so the last time it exited over there, look how big this went to the downside. The last time we exited over here, this area over here, look how fast we came down. Now remember, this chart is indicating dollars that are in the market. Okay, this is indicating for us that we're at the point of people getting out of USDT and buying coins. So when this chart is going down, it's bullish for the markets. It means people are getting out of the dollar and into the actual tokens within the market. And when this is going up, people are obviously panicking back into the dollar. And as you can see here, we had a very strong rejection. Let's just go back to that chart there quickly. Over here, we had a strong rejection point over there, which is good. And now we're on our way down to this low here. And if we lose this low, it's showing the big acceleration point of where we're going to that downside over there. And the last one over here is the Bitcoin dominance. This is on its way down over here. Okay, it's on its way down. And what's crazy, what usually happens, guys, is that when we actually get to the bottom area is when the market actually decides, or when the token or whatever you're charting actually decides to make the bigger move. Okay, so let me explain this quickly. The way it works with any pump or any dump, guys, is it actually slow grinds up and then there's the blow off top, and that's usually the end. Okay, and it's the same when it comes to a dump. Look how it goes slow bleed and then boom, kills, and then it goes up. Right? So what does that do for you as a trader? You buy, you get stopped out. Ah, okay. You buy, you get stopped out. Ah, okay. Stopped out, stopped out. After 7 times, you like, screw this shit. Screw stop losses. Screw all these things. Guys, say hit yes or whatever in the chat right now if this is you. Okay? Screw stop losses now, and they come with a fat one. And they wipe you completely. And then you're like, you know what? I'm taking a 2-day break. You come back to your computer and the market's up 40%. How many times, right? That's a part of the psychology, guys. It's the way they play it. They go slow, 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 kill. Slow, 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 kill. Okay, so now that we're back at that, I see many people are saying yes, yes, yes. Now that we're back at that, let's just bring up the chart again. Give me 2 secs. There we go. Now that we got that, it's the same thing here. Look at the last time we sat in the RSI bottom here. Look how it only then decided to come down. Okay, so for me, what I'm trying to say is I still think there's a downside push in dominance coming in this next week or two. And I think it's going to be a fat red candle. And maybe this is something around the ETH ETF or something in that fade. But I feel, and the chart always gives us something, you know, that there is going to be some good news for altcoins. There's going to be something that's going to create a fat thing, and now is the time for it to do it. It is firstly lost the 18 to 20 month trend to the upside, and now what we need is the acceleration. And now that I know that this is getting down to the bottom area is usually when the action starts to happen. Okay, and another thing, guys, just before I jump into the short-term charts, is when you get down to the bottom, is usually when they play that fast wick, but it's also your reversal. Okay, so think about it in life as well. You wake up in the morning, okay, and you kick your toe. Okay. My toe's sore. Then you go there and you spill your coffee. Okay, come on. Then your kids are late and one's moaning. You get in the car, and then on the way there you crash. Do you see how it starts? How many times you say, this day just keeps getting worse and worse and worse? Do you see how it starts little? And then now in that time where your days are at the worst is the best time you're going to pick yourself up, or the worst time where you're going to keep that fat candle, and tomorrow is going to be a shit day too. And the next day is going to be shit too. So at that moment of when you have the big destruction is actually when you get the buying power, or when you have the decision to make a reversal candle, when you make a pin bar candle. And that therefore creates a lot of strength. Guys, when I lost my dad, when I changed my life. When I lost my girlfriend, year back, is when I made my life work. What I'm trying to say is the big moments in life is actually your changing points. And you can see it so clearly on the charts too, which is actually incredible. Action happens around the bottom area. Yeah, just don't pick the bottoms. You don't want smelly fingers. Okay, let's jump into what's happening at the moment. So guys, we've got a wedge here, and let's go through a few things. So we want a nice 70K breakout on Bitcoin. That's what we want to see. We want a 70K breakout. That for me, especially over the next 24, 48 hours, indicates we're going to the top again. Now, one thing I do want to make sure of is we need to start moving, guys. We do need to start moving. As bulls, as the markets be bullish, we got to start making some strong progress. We've got to start getting into maybe the highs, start moving fast. I don't like us sitting here for too long. Okay, so right now, you will have a very bullish Sheldon, okay, because I think we're at the perfect stage to be bullish, okay? If we decide to go sideways for another 2 weeks, I might start changing my ideas slightly, because then it might be an offload zone. It basically means that every time it goes here, the bigger wallets are offloading, or those who bought the bottoms are offloading, because maybe they want a bigger pullback later on. So sideways is amazing. Okay, but we just want to make sure it is bullish sideways, because remember, sideways is what creates preparation or creates strength within the next pump. So the longer we go sideways, creates sustainability to the up or the downside. Okay, so that basically means if you look at the current sideways market that Bitcoin's been in, you know, for the last 2 months, 2 to 3 months, that's the amount of sidewaysness. And let's make it nice and big here so you can see it. Let's make it yellow. There we go. That's how much we've gone sideways. The amounts of strength that we actually have right now can actually take us to 100K and can actually take us back down to 40. That's the power of the sideways, understanding that this is a preparation. This is something preparing for the next major move. So now that we know that, it's important to be bullish now and to make sure that you are bullish, because now's the time to be bullish. And then we'll see in the next week or two, if we decide to go more sideways or something like that, then we'll decide, okay, cool, is this a bigger sort of pullback zone? Right now, it's time to be bullish. So here is the major flag over here. We do need to close in the next 24 to 48 hours above 70K. And the major support zone on Bitcoin is 65. So if we get bearish at any point, your zones where you really want to buy a little bit more or anything like that is around 65. That's a strong support. I actually thought we would hit it over the weekend, but we decided to stay in the flag, which just shows us the strength and where we're at. Let's speak about where the next move takes us. Okay, so let's quickly paint a little bit of a picture. Bullish, we should start making our way up. Where we start really moving is above 71. And obviously above 73 is where we start to push. There's two plays that happen here. Just remember it, because if we start to go up, what happens is banter bubbles and everything goes very green. Twitter goes wild, shows go big, everything goes massive, right? The whole world's paying attention to. So sometimes they form a trap. And what I mean by that is your leverage goes up. Okay, many people will long the market. Many people will come and leverage it. And when leverage in the market, you've got to understand that there's a couple of wicks. So I do want to just paint this just so that you are aware of it. Okay, so if we start to push our way up, the first scenario is we smash through it. And remember, my target over here, guys, my next target for Bitcoin is $84,000. Okay, that's the main 618 zone, $84,000. So we're looking at around 22% move from currently where we're at. However, after that, or higher time frame views, I do have 100, I do have 120. For now, we focus on 80. Okay, 84,000 in those areas. So that's the first play. The second one is the trap. So what they do is they basically come here, they send it to around the 75, 77, then they come down back to around the 65, 67. Guys, remember, bull markets get volatile. They get extremely volatile and they get extremely wicky. Okay, now the wicks is where you buy. Okay, so when you go and you look all of a sudden at your bubbles and you see everything's gone down 20% in the last hour, that is where you add to positions, okay, because they don't last long. I want to explain to you, a real pullback, guys, is when something goes slow. So when something is up like this and then it starts to slow bleed like this, that's a real pullback. When it's slow blood. Who remembers this in the bear market? Say yes, say yes, say yes. Remember this in the bear market, right? A fake pullback is when we go up, boom, smash, and then it goes up again. How many times have we seen this year? Where they come and they wick us completely out. So the same thing. They pop here, they wick it in, and then they go up to that major area over there. So keep in mind of that too. Then the next one is obviously a little bit of a bearish scenario. Bearish scenario is if we start losing 67. Then you got to start putting on your thinking caps and saying, okay, it's probably not worth me taking any short-term trades right now. However, I need to ship my cap fully into my investment. What can I buy as investments? What can I buy? What's good? What's cheap? What's at good levels? What was expensive last week that's cheap this week? You got to keep in that mindset. So that would look something like this. And we start to push down. I got 65 and I got 63 as two major bounce zones when it comes to the Bitcoin chart. Okay, I want to quickly show you total 3. So total 3, this is when altcoins are going to pump, guys. So if people are sitting here saying today, why is Bitcoin's pumped? Why isn't altcoins pumped just yet? This is why. So if you look over here, we are still sitting under the 618. Okay, so what that is, guys, it's an important Fibonacci level that indicates that we are still in the bear phase or the bull phase of the current move. Okay, so as it stands right now, we're still facing this resistance. Therefore, alts are not going yet, right? They're going, but they're not going yet. That's because we're under the zone, guys. So the main thing is, long as we hold support, it gives us opportunity to get through this area, and then you'll see a short squeeze. This is where you'll see the squeeze come in and the altcoins start to move quickly. Because if you look after this zone, there's no major horizontals. There's not much resistance, which means the bears are holding this level, and then we'll move very quickly to the main resistance, which is back to the highs in those major zones there too. So what we do now is we pop that trend in, and you see this trend line over here on the 8-hour and the 4-hour chart. That's when the alts are going to start ripping. Okay, so what does that mean? Again, you got a little bit more time to catch your alts, but by the time we exit this phase over here and we start pushing through these zones, you need to be in your positions and made up your mind. Don't go and buy stuff here. Don't go and try add here. You are falling into the froth and you're falling into the trap. Let's stop doing that now. Okay, start buying when things are boring. Start buying when things are red. Start buying when things are grumpy out there, and stop buying when they're exciting. Very important. Separate yourself from the herd. Keep yourself in check and in focus, and do opposite to what 80% of the market's doing. Okay, so this is where alts will start to move, and let's speak about the next higher time frame moves on alts. So if we start ripping now in the next 48 hours and we start going, okay, alts will start moving quickly from this zone and we'll push back to the highs. What does that mean? A nice 10, 15, 20% move. Okay, that's a decent move for the week. But let's speak about higher time frame. Let's say we start popping now. The next area is here is around 30 to 35%. That's back to the highs, guys. That's back to all-time highs. If you see these areas over here, we've got 1.618 to 2618. This next move here can be the entire parabolic push back to the highs on altcoins. And what they say is, if you look at this, I see one wave. They say that the second wave is the biggest wave, and then you have the third blow-off wave, and then you go back into bear market after that. Okay, so it gives you a bit of an indication that this is an important zone of where you're actually accumulating or where you're building when it comes to alts. But if anyone's wondering, why is my short-term trades not performing? Why is it not happening? Why is it only these alts and not the rest of the alts? That trend line is your answer. When we get through that trend line, you start the momentum and you start pushing strongly to the upside. Okay, we still got ETH to Bitcoin sitting on the trend. So again, I think something happens this week with ETH, and I think we ignite the altcoins. So as long as we hold here, we're strong. we can actually pull back a little bit, around 2-3% sort of moves. And then after that, I am seeing, you know, a push from Ethereum of an outperformance of at least 30-40% of Bitcoin. So again, that's really important when it comes to altcoins. Let's jump into Ethereum. There's Ethereum. Okay, Ethereum will only move, guys, once we're above that 4,100 is when it will go. My next targets, again, are 4,800. And I do think the charts are saying there's some sort of news that comes. You know, something that happens to excite ETH again. We had the quick push up. Remember, when the Bitcoin ETF happened, we only pumped after. We never pumped straight away. Okay, we actually had about 2 weeks of flats once it was launched, once it was approved, and then the launching happened and things went crazy. So I still think for the high time frame, I think we finally got our Ethereum back. You know, when you have a friend that's no longer the same person anymore, and then they come back and it's like, oh, bro, I missed you, man. You're back, dude. You know what I mean? Back. ETH is back, which is fantastic. So let's go back in here. So right now, all that I'm tracking is that there's some better buys on ETH. I just don't know if we're going to pull back yet. So I got this trend in over here. Your better buys is around 3.5 and obviously 3.3. That would is obviously maybe a little bit bearish due to something comes out. But right now, I wouldn't be buying much ETH. However, I'll be charting it, keeping eyes on it because ETH is a big player. Guys, I got a few trades coming up. So the first one is, it's not right now, but it's a trend break. Keep an eye on Sol. If Sol in the next 24 hours starts breaking 170, I would enter this as a trade, okay? And this would be a trade that could turn into a longer sort of trade. However, it will take a stop loss. I don't think Solana's at the point of investing anymore, guys. I think it's too expensive. Okay, I think if you're buying Solana right now, you know, buying Solana under $50 made sense as an investor, right? Because you survived any pullbacks. But I don't know if you guys noticed that Sol went in the last, you know, run. This last little push here, it went up to $200 and it pulled back to 100, guys. So that just shows you that where you're buying, it's so important, because even if you bought it at 130, 140, which looked like a good idea and you made money in the beginning, you actually went into red the next pullback. So I don't think there's much Sol investment opportunities. However, I do think it's going to be one of the top performers, which means I would be trading it. And what I mean by that is not by sitting and watching it every damn day, buying it on a daily breakout, putting a stop loss in. That's all you are separating yourself as an investor and a trader, is putting a stop loss in and having some take profit points. So Sol, for me, I think it's going to be one of the strong movers, guys. And a break above 170, be ready for it. I'll pop a stop loss right under it over here, because this is the time for it to move. And then from there, I'm looking at Sol make its way to $200 and obviously back to all-time highs. And I do have a $280 to $320 target if the market starts to erupt now, and it is that alt season time. So keep an eye there. Phantom for me is in a buy zone, guys. So anyone that's looking for a trade, this is a trade that you'll take for the week. Okay, I don't believe in day trading right now. I believe in week trading. I believe by entering, working harder on one trade or 1 or 2 trades for an entire week. Okay, it just makes you so much more money. Okay, because you're not getting in and out too much. You're not confusing yourself or anything like that. And you're getting your 10-20% every week. And I think that for me is amazing when it comes to that. So Phantom is in buy zone, and I'll put my stop loss under there around 75. This is a spot entry. Okay, if it comes down lower, there might be short-term entries over there, but this is a spot for the week, and your target is around $1 to $1.20. So nice moves over there on the shorter time frame. AVAX, I think, is in an investment entry too. I think accumulating AVAX over here is still at decent levels, and I still think it's equivalent to buying Solana under $60. You know, sort of areas of where I think you're actually getting AVAX. AVAX is good, and it's also in a short-term buy zone. So there's your buy. There's your stop loss. Your take profit is $44. Remember, guys, if I'm talking quick, just go back on the video, go pause it, go have a look at the charts and things like that. But this is where I see us going to the next push to the upsides. So there's some shorter term trades for the week, and especially if you're looking at the BitGate competition as well. Then what I have here, guys, is a little bit of higher time frame, something that I think is worth buying for the next month to 2 months. Okay, and it will be a couple more gaming. So I'll remind you again that we have now seen a fat candle, a nice candle from Illuvium forming, and I think it's going to get bigger, because what we did is we broke this major trend here. And remember, this is in the gaming space here. We've retested now, and we are breaking the next trend over here to the upside. So for me, guys, this is a great entry, especially where we're at now. I would put a stop loss at around the $75 mark, okay, zone over here, because again, this is something I'm buying it on the higher time frame, but I do need to put some sort of stop loss just in case, as I do feel the investment entry is slightly gone. However, this could be a 1 to 3 month buy. It's a big one, and it's good risk to reward. Right now, if you see here, if you buy here and put your stop loss below, you're risking 10% of your capital, okay, if it goes wrong. If it obviously goes wrong, this is going down a lot, and you'll buy it a lot cheaper. Okay, so it's actually a win if that does happen. Okay, but you're risking around 10%. Then what I'm looking at is to the top of the range, guys. It's from here we go to the top. Now, why am I saying this? Because if you look at the high time frames, guys, this thing's got such a big way to go. I'm actually lying, guys. This is in investment entries. 100%. 100. This is investment. Look at this. This thing has been at $1,000, $1,200 before. It's at 87 now. So I do think some investing here makes sense. But if you look at this, just to the top range here, guys, over here, we're not asking for 1,000%. We're asking to the top of the range, which for me is a very strong trade. And if you look at that, that is 80% to the upside. So you got a risk to reward ratio of 1 to 7.4, which is massive. It means your reward is 7 times more than your risk. Okay, another one that I'm looking at a spot, guys, that's good for the next month to 2 month hold is COTI. So if you look over here, COTI is looking amazing. It's breaking a bullish pennant over here. So remember, anything that's going up, guys, I just want to explain this to you quickly. Time frames. Make sure your time frames are correct. Anything you're buying on the daily means you can hold for 4 to 8 weeks. Anything you're buying the weekly, 3 to 4 months, 2 to 3 to 4 months, right? Anything on the monthly, you're buying for the year. Okay, anything lower, you're 12 hours for 2 weeks, 8 hours for 10 days, you're 4 hours for a week, you're 1 hour for the next 2 days. That's all that it is. It's the same data, same charts, same patterns, just different time frames, different analysis that you're looking at. So when you see a coin going up like this, it's forming a bearish pattern. Okay. Therefore, if you see here, up slowly, boom, what happens? The reverse happens, right? Okay. And then if you look at something that's going down, is a bullish pattern, because when it breaks it, it goes up, right? So don't get them confused. Down creates bullish. So if you look at this now, there's a bull flag. A nice dropping wedge to the downside. Okay, so for me, a great area to buy. Look how all of a sudden you see a fat bar. So I'm looking at this for COTI to run to around this 20-cent mark to 22 cents. So we look at the percentage-wise of where we're currently at the moment. That's a nice 54%. And if the market decides to go parabolic, I'm looking at up to 40%, 40 cents. Okay, so this, if you look at percentage-wise, COTI wasn't available a few weeks back. It's available again. That could be a 200% mover, guys. Very, very, very good entries when it comes to this over here. THETA also back in a nice zone. I'm chasing this for about a $4 target. I got shorter term targets at the $3, and there's another one around $5. $5 is the target. So for me, THETA is in a great area. I would put a stop loss under the lows here, but THETA is also looking amazing. Then let's go to a couple of investment entries, ones that I think you can hold for the bull market. MATIC. I think MATIC's getting ready, guys. I think we're going to have a polygon move. I think we're going to have a strong polygon move at some point. Let's jump back in over here. Give me 2 secs. There we go. So this is a high time frame, weekly higher time frame chart. Massive wedge in play over here. And we're at the bottom. The place where it was probably always the best time to accumulate when it comes to MATIC. If we look at a couple of targets. So the first thing here is I think you'll make a good amount of money over the next few weeks with MATIC, right? I think this could be something that can go to $1, $1.10. Okay, so that's a good, 40, 50, 60% move. However, I do think that it hasn't had its bull market run yet. I think that MATIC is one token that hasn't run. We've even had an ETH move now. We haven't had, a MATIC move just yet. And I think MATIC season is still coming. So now that I know that, you want to take a fib from the top to the bottom, and you want to get your main 618. Gives me an indication that if we start moving pretty strong, where's the first area that it will struggle? And that's at $2. So every entry you're looking at here now, you're at 70 cents. This is a nice 2x. Now, again, guys, don't think that a 2x is not a lot. Okay, a lot of people get sidetracked in crypto and they think that a 2x is not a lot. Why? Because another coin can make them 10x. Guys, overall, you're probably looking at 10 to 20x in your entire portfolio of this bull market. Okay, so what that basically means in that sense is some coins will 50x. That's going to be a small part of your portfolio, 50x, some will 100x. Other bigger parts of your portfolio will 2 to 3x. But overall, you will 10 to 20x within your portfolio. Okay, so it's not that you need to go and for the bigger coins. No, like play the good ones as well, which is very important to do. Okay, split your money up properly. So that at 2 to 3x. Again, if we go to a major MATIC season, I'm looking at around $4. $4 as my major targets to the upside for. This is higher time frame where I think this thing can move later. Another one is gaming, Vulcan Forged. Vulcan Forged, as it stands right now, thinks in a brilliant investment entry. And my targets are $9, which is 100%, $16 and $23. So it gives you an idea that I'm looking at a 3 to a 5x within this move, and within these current entries that I'm entering at. And these would be some sort of TP levels that I'm looking at focusing on there. So there's 𝗕𝗏𝗕𝗓𝗏. Let's go through a couple of coins here too, which is Casper. We got it, guys. We worked our butts off. Look how long we fought it here, but we got the Casper entry and the Casper's taking off. So again, what I want you guys to understand is right now we formed downside, right? We formed this choppiness to the down, came down. There's your trend where we're breaking out. Then what is very important now is we've broken out, indicating we're going up. However, we need to make sure that it is a proper move and not a correction. What do I mean by a correction? A correction is something that does this, guys, where it's a two-legged move, where you have the big downside, a small upside, and a big leg to the downside. Okay, so what you have is this very important level called the 618. So what you do is you take a Fibonacci from the top to the bottom of the move. Okay, and you'll see it will give you the important 618. If you have tons of numbers there, remember to click on here and remove those numbers. Okay, and just keep the important ones: 618, 1.618, 2.618. If you don't see these, you can type them in. Okay, you can go in here, you can remove them, and you can type it in. Okay, so that you have them in play. Okay, then what's important to understand now is when it's going to start accelerating. So if I look at this now, until we're above 618, it does mean, hey, this can be a rejection point. So what that means is two plays. It will either do something like this. Okay, and if we hold support, this will be the area to bounce. Or what will happen is we will push this through here and we'll pop to the next 618, which is the 1.618 zone. Okay, so keep in mind with that. So why I'm telling you this is because if we go here on Casper, for those who entered those trades last week with me, and we break a flag to the upside, this is a point to add to position. Okay, if we decide to go there and we decide to break the trend to the downside, be patient and look to add to these areas. If not, take a little bit of profit and buy back cheaper. And where will you buy? You'll buy at the next 618. So you take from the bottom to the top and you say there to there, that's where you'll buy. Okay, it gives you a really good understanding. So remember, these levels here are not there because just for fun. They're there because I need to do something. Okay, so when I enter a trade over here, I need to enter, put a stop loss, and sit on my damn hands. Okay, but when it gets here, I must do something. I must either take a bit of profit, up my stop loss, or add to position. So you see, I always mark my charts of when Sheldon needs to do something, because unless we are in that block, I'm going to go play golf. I don't have much time anymore with all the bad stuff, but that's the idea. Stop wasting your time staring at the charts. Be energetic, be focused when it is time to focus on the charts, when it's at the area to focus, and when it's time to do something. Okay, so Casper's on a run. Casper's looking good. We still got Cetus also in an entry. This is for RUNE. He likes it very much. Keep eyes on Injective. I think Injective's going to wake off strong. Let's speak about BNB for a second. We all said Solana's amazing. How about BNB? How about the token that's going to break all-time highs first? It's actually whooping Solana's ass. You know, it's actually crazy. Everyone's speaking about Solana. What about BNB? Like, look at this. It's one of the first tokens to actually get to all-time highs, beating ETH, beating Sol. You know, look how close it is. And now we're getting another big weekly breakout. So I think it's a little bit late, guys. It will be maybe fun to trade BNB, but I think those who are holding it, I think you got a big one here. And the moment we crack the highs here, we're looking at $1,000 over here as your next target, and maybe even in the future $1,500 for the high time frame. However, why I like this so much is because I think BNB can play a role with ETH and Sol to help alt season continue, to help that dominance come down. So it's good to see some of the bigger tokens waking up and doing strong. Those who got Gala, guys, I think we just started. So remember, I still think Gala's in an entry. I think we're just getting started. I think from here we move to 70 cents. So strong trades. Keep an eye on Injective push, guys. This is actually a trade. Let's give a trade here on Injective. So your buy zones are up to this area. I won't be buying much more than $27. Okay, this is spot. This won't be much short term at the moment. Your stop loss will go around 23, and you'll take profits over here on the Injective trade. Your first take profit will be at $40. Very nice move from where we're at now. And some of it, you know, again, you could take 50% of your profits at this level and leave the others with a stop loss. That target for me is $70. So it indicates that it's an important zone when it comes to the Injective chart over here. 𝗕𝗢𝗕𝗓𝗓 is also at a nice little dollar costing zone here too. We've got THORChain. I want to speak about THORChain. I think it's going to come down a little bit more. We caught the first move. I think the next move is very near to start again. So I think THORChain's also going to wake up. This is coming into a good zone as well. However, we're still far from trend. So it means you've got time to accumulate THORChain. Okay, the moment it cracks this trend, that's when you want to be in and when you want to be pushing strong to the upside. Okay, guys, I want to remind you again, join the team. Join here. This trade, oh, up 100% now. Nice. Getting nice and warm for the tournament. Sniper Army, go below and join if you want to join the BitCat competition. I want to remind you guys to also farm as much gummy as you can in that time. One thing I also want to quickly look at is let's look at some leverage data. Let's see where we have leverage data at the moment. Let's see on the weekly. I just want to see where the liquidations. Okay, you see the longs are coming in, guys. So what does that mean? It means I still think we're bullish. Okay, however, if we break that 72, just be aware of the trap. That's it. I think it'll be quick. I think they'll trap, they'll come down, they'll wick quickly, and then they'll continue. So just keep an eye on that. And if you look at the 24-hour data over here, you will see that, look here, we're definitely going to make a move very soon. In the next 24 hours or so, there's liquidation sitting up here and sitting up here. Therefore, for me, there is a strong move incoming at any moment. Let's quickly look at Gummy as well. Want to have a look at Gummy. See where Gummy's sitting at. Still hovering. Still hovering. It's a little bit lower now. So we're sitting at around the 68. Let's just see if this is correct. Let me relook at the Gummy situation here. Now, again, guys, a token that dumps hard and like that, you will know if there's whales in the coin or not, right? You'll know if the community is good or not. The fact that this thing is running sideways, some people are getting a bit bored. So maybe they're selling off a little bit in that sense. However, why is this not loading now? Just give me 2 seconds to see why it's not loading. However, if you got sideways, it's actually strength. It means that some people are selling, but everyone, they're buying the bottoms, buying the bottoms, buying bottoms. Therefore, one day you'll see the strong push. So I'm not seeing any major problems here. At the moment, just give it time. Sideways creates strength. And again, there's been a lot of tokens that's been distributed, guys. You've got to understand this, that a lot of tokens have been airdropped to people, which means there's a lot of people that might be selling and actually needing the money, right? At the end of the day, Gummy was created to help people. And if people needed to use the money to help their lives, go for it. Great. Fantastic. However, it will create sideways for a little while because there's a lot of money or a lot of tokens on the market. But if you look at the strength of it, it's looking incredibly strong. So again, we're still going to work our butts off. We want this thing to go to 1 billion. And there's a lot of ways that you can farm and airdrop it. Make sure you also follow me on Twitter, guys. Sheldon_Sniper and the Sniper on Instagram as well. Make sure we follow me there as well. Okay, let's see. Any last little movers here? Tomorrow, I will sit with you guys and go through your tokens. So again, I got my team here. I got, let's pop them up here for a second. We got this man. Oh, they're not here. We got this man over here. We got this man over here. They're going to take notes of the tokens you want me to chart for tomorrow. Do me a favor. Put LT, MT, or ST next to your coin so that I know you want short-term analysis, medium-term analysis, or long-term analysis. What do you want to pay attention to? Guys, have a fantastic day. Love you lots. And I'll see you all on tomorrow's show. Much love. I'm going to go back to... Bye.